A number is called flippy if its digits alternate between two distinct digits. For example, 2020 and 37373 are flippy, but 3883 and 123123 are not. How many 5-digit flippy numbers are divisible by 15? So here it says 5-digit flippy numbers. So 5 digits, we can just draw 5 lines for each digit. Now it also says 15, divisible by 15. So we can just write 15, and 15 is a number, and its prime factors are 5 and 3. So if a number is divisible by 15, it has to be divisible by 5 and 3. So if a number is divisible by 5, it ends in 5 or 0. And if a number is divisible by 3, the sum of its digits is divisible by 3. So back to divisible by 5. So we know that the number or the numbers all end in 5 and 0 or 0. So the number is also flippy. So if the number is flippy, I'm going to label the digits here: A, B, C, D, and E. So we know digit E has to be 5 or 0. If digit E is 5 or 0, digit C also has to be 5 or 0. And if digit C is 5 or 0, then digit A has to also be 5 and 0. And this is because this 5-digit number is a flippy number, and that means A has to be same as C and E. So A has to be like 1, and then B can be 0, then C has to be 1 again, and then D has to be 0, and E has to be 1 again. So 1, 0, 1, 0, 1 is a number. So now we know that A, C, and E are same. So if A is 0, this is not going to be a 5-digit number. So we can just cross that out. Because if A isn't 0, then C and E can't be 0. So now we know that A is 5, C is 5, and E is 5. So now let's come to B and D. B and D we don't know what number they're. So this number has to be divisible by 3. That means the sum of all the digits have to be divisible by 3. So the sum of A, C, and E, and then the sum of B and D, and then you add those all, it has to be a number that is a multiple of 3. So if we add up 5 and 5 and 5, we get 15. So 15 plus something has to be divisible by 3. So, and that something is the sum of D and B. So 15 is already divisible by 3. So if the sum of B and D has to be divisible by 3 to add to 15 and get a number that is divisible by 3. So we don't care about this 15 now. It's just no use to us. So now we have to find digits that are divisible by 3. So those digits can be 3, 6, or 9. Now, that means that we can have 3 and 3, 6 and 6, or 9 and 9 here. So 5 plus 3 plus 5 plus 3 plus 5 is 5 plus 5 plus 5, which is 15, and 3 plus 3 is 6, so you add 15 and 6, you get 21. So that's divisible by 3. Now, that would be the same if you do it with 5, 6, 5, 6, and 5, or 59595. So these are options, but there's one more option that we've missed, and that's 0 and 0. So if you put 0 and 0 here, the sum would just be 5 plus 5 plus 5, which is 15, and 15 is divided by 3. So here you have 4 options, 5, 5, and 5 with 3, 6, 9, or 0. So that gives you 4 numbers, or 4 5-digit numbers that are flippy.